Hello and welcome fellow sports lovers. My name is Jack. And today, we are talking about Joao Felix. Joao Felix became the fourth most expensive player of all time when, in July 2019 at age 19, Atletico Madrid paid £113 million to activate the release clause in his contract at Benfica, to make him a direct replacement for Antoine Griezmann, who in turn joined Barcelona for £107 million. Felix had made his first senior start for Benfica in August 2018 and scored his first goal a week later against rival Sporting Lisbon, becoming the youngest ever goalscorer in a Lisbon derby, and a further record had followed when he became the youngest to score a hat-trick in the Europa League. Joao has many capabilities, said Atletico's respected manager Diego Simeone. He has a vision that allows him to adapt to many positions and is in a process of adaptation, but the best thing he has is that desire to learn. Talent is innate, but the desire to learn is the shortest path that a player has to perform. Playing style. Felix's greatest strength is his movement, which is often comparable with the finest number 10s, even if he has spent so much of his career in a front two. That is the case means that many of those movements go untracked, increasing his potential during both lengthier build-ups and moments of transition. Those subtle moves away from central defenders contribute to him linking attacks, and his teammates offering further movements around him, making those defenders reluctant to follow him. If an attack is instead being led by a teammate, Felix is similarly willing to make runs in behind, and to operate as would a number 9 by pursuing spaces in deeper territory, committing opponents to a foot race, or making a penetrative run. It is perhaps only his lack of an aerial presence that prevents him from being a more complete 9. His positional sense and awareness complements those qualities. He intelligently scans his surroundings to detect the most suitable spaces to move into, sometimes becoming almost static to either do so or maintain the position he has already assumed, and though he can quickly accelerate, it is the intelligence of those movements and not their speed that most troubles his opponents' strengths. A further strength and demonstration of his self-belief is his desire to shoot early. He regularly scores within his first 2 touches, and often because of his impressive striking technique that involves him driving efforts at goal, and before goalkeepers have the chance to set themselves and react. That he is as capable of hitting a cross as he is underneath the ball also often forces those goalkeepers to predict the likely angle and height of his shots. Those shots can accurately be sent just inside the near post, or driven across goal with sufficient power, that even if a goalkeeper succeeds in getting a hand or foot to one, they still often struggle to prevent him scoring. During 2018-19, when he was so consistent for Benfica, he scored 14 of his 20 goals in all club competitions with his right foot. Of the remaining 6, 3 were scored with his left, and 3 with his head. Weakness. Although we said in the previous part that his movement is one of his greatest strengths, it is also his weakness. One area where his game is particularly lacking in consistency and which has been key to his loss of form, has been the way that he has struggled to keep up his impressive movement from his Benfica days. Partially, this can be attributed to the structured setup, which obliges Felix to be more responsible and have less freedom with his movement, given his defensive duties at Atletico. With this in mind, Felix tends not to gamble on making runs into space when they open up. Instead, he holds back his runs and is not found breaking the lines as regularly as he was at Benfica. However, the issue does not end there. He simply makes wrong decisions with his movement. In crowded areas, where he is often man-marked, he fails to identify spaces to exploit and instead runs into even more crowded areas. With Felix one of 2 naturally attack-minded players on the field, who do have some freedom to make such movement, it is a major cause of Atletico's frustrations in attack. Role at Atletico Madrid. Simeone remains committed to organizing his team into a 4-4-2 in which Felix most consistently features as a second striker alongside Luis Suarez, similarly to the role he excelled in at Benfica. With the Portuguese contributing to attacks from wider areas, from where he seeks to provide cutbacks, Suarez represents the focal point of their attack and the target of balls into the penalty area, whether delivered with height or low and driven. Felix's movement into deeper positions, from where he bounces and links play with those in midfield, means that Atletico's wide midfielders are encouraged to offer support ahead of him, most commonly as narrowly positioned penetrative runners around that focal point. Final thoughts. Indeed, the early flashes of brilliance that he showed prove that he does have what it takes to bring something to Atletico Madrid that nobody else can. However, his progress since has not kicked on and his role within Simeone's system remains unclear. The club are on the hunt for a new number 9, one who may help to get the best out of Felix. It has not been a terrible start from the youngster, but he would have hoped to do better in his first half a season in Spain. Should Simeone decide on his role in the side and he maintains fitness, the consistency may help him to bring out his best features. Thanks for sticking around so long. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel.